In June, Illinois became just the 11th state to legalize marijuana, but they went one step further. Beginning in January, the state will become the first to allow the possession and sale of marijuana, creating a new system of taxes and regulations. Cities and counties can prohibit sales within their borders, but not possession. Marijuana is still illegal at the federal level, and states are now trying to reckon with the war on drugs, which disproportionately affected people of color, particularly black men. The law in Illinois includes provisions to wipe out lower-level cannabis convictions and arrests. Darius Ballinger runs a mentoring nonprofit called Chasing 23, and he's hoping to get a clean record under the new law. Darius, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So take me back to 2009, which is when you were convicted of a felony. What happened?
Yeah, so at the time I was a high school dropout, really just finding my way in life, really misguided. And on my way coming back from Southern Illinois back to Chicago, I was stopped in a routine traffic stop, and at the time was arrested for possession of cannabis.
How much of the drugs do you have?
It was close to a pound of marijuana.
And that meant that you were convicted and went off to jail.
Yeah, I was convicted and sent to jail in Effingham County. I sat there for about 45 days, then 2 years of probation.
What did you do next?
So at this time, I violated my probation, felt like I was going to go to prison, felt like, all hope was lost.
What was the second charge for?
The second charge was for forgery. It was for prescriptions. And so kind of after that arrest, and after that time being incarcerated, I had a son, I had a family that I wanted to be for and provide for and be out in the world for. So I was released in 2013. I went to community college, earned my GED, earned my associate's degree, got involved on campus, became student body president, and kind of the story has been written since.
People would say, well, what a great example of a guy who made it in spite of having a conviction.
Yeah.
What made it hard?
Recidivism is extremely high when you look at the criminal justice system. For most offenders, within the first 3 years of their sentence, they're more likely to pick up a new arrest, to violate their probation. And so it's a challenge because, a lot of folks don't make it out of the criminal justice system. You have things like probation, court fees, fines, just lack of support that folks don't have coming out of the criminal justice system to really insert themselves in society and do the right thing.
Did having a felony conviction hamper any chance you had of getting a good job?
Yeah, I mean, it was my first barrier to employment, right out of kind of incarceration and in college. And even when I was, establishing myself through my resume professionally, through my experiences, through my associations, and just through this new identity, that the felony conviction was still there. So, even though I had a phenomenal resume on paper, the conviction was still a challenge for most employers. And so I spent from 2013 to 2016, I really struggled to just secure employment until I found myself in the nonprofit sector, really being able to use my background as an experience where folks saw that as an added value to do the work that I was doing.
What does Chasing 23 do? It's your nonprofit.
Yeah, so we're a mentor organization supporting boys and young men of color, and really just creating a space for them to be, thrive, and grow. To just know that they could be more than entertainers, be more than inmates, right? That they can be whatever they aspire to be. So it's really about chasing your greatness. It's really about showing up and being phenomenal in every area of your life.
Why worry about getting your conviction expunged? You've gone on with your life. You got your college degree. You run a nonprofit. It's successful.
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
For a few things. I think, so for me, I look at change that I want to make in the world at a micro and a macro level. I think at a micro level, I want to be able to redefine myself in a narrative that's very affirming and that's very redemptive. And I don't want to be barred to anything. If I one day want to look up and run for mayor of Chicago, I don't want this felony conviction from 10 years ago or 20 years ago to prohibit me from doing that. And so at a micro level, I just want to have all rights restored for me, from everything from voting to, opportunities to grow. But at a macro level, just to shape the narrative and let folks know that, we aren't one person by one mistake, but we are one person with a bunch of different experiences.
Darius Ballinger, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.